All right, guys. We are just about going to get started here now. And this is a fun one. Thank you guys for joining. This is my favorite one. I do a couple different trainings, but this one is my favorite one. So hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Myovision Scanvision Single, all the benefits and half the price. Myovision sold over 10,000 has over 10,000 clients worldwide. It does all of its manufacturing in the U.S. and has been servicing chiropractic for 30 years. My name is Ryan. This is me over here. And for the last 20 years, I've been training doctors and students, teachers on the proper utilization of surface EMG. I teach how to perform the scans fast and accurate, how to interpret the results, how to bill for the test, how to use objective data to track progress, and also how to use it to increase patient visit average and compliance, referrals, and to educate your patients on nervous system function. Now, the purpose of today's webinar is to introduce you to the Scanvision Plus Single. The Scanvision Plus Single now is the #1 selling EMG on the market today. We just released this more cost-effective design, meaning a lower price for you without sacrificing any quality or accuracy or giving up any of the marketing features that are built in within the software that help you build and promote your practice, okay? So let's get started. First, what is EMG? sEMG stands for surface electromyography. Static surface EMG measures the electrical activity of the muscle while the patient stands in a neutral weight-bearing posture. It's the same technology as an EKG, it's just far more sensitive. An EKG measures to 1,000th of a volt, where this is measuring to 1,000,000th of a volt. Static EMG measures the muscle activity at one moment in time. You can think of it as kind of like a Polaroid snapshot of muscle activity, or like an X-ray, but for muscle instead of bone. So let's take a closer look at the hardware. Here's the new Scanvision Plus Single. This is a single scanner, but it has 2 channels of EMG built into it, meaning it measures 2 segments simultaneously, which is one of the reasons why this darn thing is so fast. This little box up here in the corner, this is the base receiver. You plug it into your computer's USB port, it gets its power from the USB port, and it doesn't even have an AC adapter, which makes the whole setup extremely portable. And that little base receiver, inside of it, there's a medical grade wireless chip that's suitable for hospital use. It communicates with the scanner wirelessly with a 50-foot range. So you can go 50 feet away from your computer and scan your patients. This makes it nice because this allows you to perform the scan anywhere in your office, as well as not being tethered to your booth at your next outside marketing event. In 2017, this system became the #1 selling EMG tool on the market, primarily because of its price range, its speed, its accuracy, and its ease of use. Now this is the new Scanvision Plus, okay? It looks just like the one we've been selling for a few years now, but it's not. The Plus is 3 times faster. It has an increased reproducibility with a 96% retest reliability. It's more durable. It has a solid seal design, which makes the casing more rugged. And it now has rechargeable built-in batteries. The rechargeable batteries are the highest quality on the market today. They're the same quality that Tesla uses. They last over 300 scans on a single charge. I charged mine a couple weeks ago. It's still over 80%. They're just amazing. So the new Plus design ensures that you're getting the latest and greatest EMG on the market for a fraction of the price. It's fast, it's easy, and it's accurate, just the way EMG should be. So let's see it in action. This is the new Scanvision Single here, with the base receiver. We're going to show you at an outside marketing event. Now you could do a full spine scan, but here we're going to be doing cervical lumbar. You place the probe down on the left side of the spine. These blue bars go to the level of activity, then you just click a button. So see how fast these bars stabilize like that? They drop to the level. That's a hallmark of a good EMG. So he could continue down a full spine, but we're at outside marketing, so he skips down and he completes the left side by doing the left lumbar. Now he's going to go up and do the right side of the back. So the machine, each one of these little bars here is measuring, the scanner is measuring 2 channels of EMG. That's why you have 2 bars coming out at each location, which means the darn thing is just incredibly fast. And by using just one scanner, it gives you that confidence when you're taking the reading that you have good contact. It's really an amazing tool for speed and accuracy. When you are done with the test, this is an actual screenshot in the Myovision software, and this shows your patients where they're at and where they should be. Okay, when you do this, when you show them where they're at and where they should be, it'll increase compliance and retention to almost 100%. You know, my dentist, he didn't get it. He didn't understand the power of showing, not telling. Because every 6 months when I'd go in for my cleaning, for 3 years, he was telling me to have my wisdom tooth pulled. And I would say, okay, I would walk out the door, and I just didn't want to do it. You know, I was scared, okay? I was a little bit scared. I didn't want to have my tooth pulled. And so 3 years, I just would tell him yes, and I wouldn't do it. I wasn't in any pain. I didn't really see any need. Then, finally, after 3 years, he takes me into another room, puts a camera in my mouth, shows me my good tooth on the left and my bad tooth on the right. I could see that it was coming in like a little sideways. It was going to cause decay in the rest of my teeth to shift if I didn't do something. So that was it. I was sold. I signed up that day to get it taken care of, okay? I thought, wow, after 3 years of him telling me to do it, it just took one picture. You know, a picture says 1,000 words, but it also motivates people to action. Now, on the interpretation side of the scan, there's really 3 things that you really need to know. One, these numbers up here, 2.0 and 1.0. What do these mean? You got to know this if the patient asks you, right? So here's a little cheat sheet down here, values expressed in microvolts. So you have 2 microvolts on the left side and 1 on the right side. The second question they're going to ask you is, well, what's normal? And you see over here how these first 4 bars are a little bit shorter than the next 4, which are a little bit shorter than the last 4. Ideally, you should have 3 microvolts in the cervical, 4 in the thoracic, and 5 in the lumbar. So 3, 4, 5 is the normative value. The last question they want to know is, what is this EP stress score down here? EP stress score is an electrophysiological stress score. You could think of it as like a pain scale score. To get this number, you just take all these values along the spine here, you add them all up, and that gets you your EP stress score. This EP stress score is going to correlate with your patient's Oswestry pain scale score. So the greater this number, the greater the pain intensity. You know, 300 is bad and 100 is good. So you want to see it going 268, 200, 190, all the way down to 100. So static EMG is a wonderful tool for being able to show the patient a visual. It helps with increasing patient visit average and compliance, and it helps in your report of finding. But it also correlates really good with pain too. The problem is when the patient falls out of pain, oftentimes they fall out of care, and that's just natural, right? So that's when it's important to educate your patients on the importance of their nervous system function. So you could take the mouse cursor in the software, you could click anywhere along the spine here, okay? So I'll just go up here to say C1, and I'll click on C1. It'll open up a new program that will educate your patients on the importance of their nervous system function. You could just click on any of these vertebrae here on the right-hand side, and it will show the corresponding symptoms or body parts affected by the nervous system on the left side. So this is ideal to educate your patients on the benefits of chiropractic care. You know, it also shows them you're doing more than just pain reduction. It was you that helped with their headaches. It was you that helped with their insomnia. It was you that helped with their high blood pressure, or whatever symptoms they may be experiencing. So showing, not telling, is essential to converting pain-based patients into wellness or cash patients. And showing increases retention, and in today's society, it's pretty much mandatory. People expect it. They expect objective data. Here's a patient comparing objective data to palpation. See their response.
Compare, this is what typically chiropractors will do, will palpate for stuff.
Right.
Now, given a choice between that and let's look at your test. We just did a test on you, which was a static EMG. Which would you say is going to affect you more personally, to see the palpation or to see your data on the screen?
See the data on the screen.
And why is that?
Because this is a visual and it's not subjective. This is something that's like an actual recorded reading. It's more evidence-based to me.
Got it. So it's more, then it has more of an effect on you.
Absolutely.
So that's cool.
Keyword there was more of a visual. We're visual learners. We'll retain it if we see it. A lot better than if we just hear it. You could talk to your blue in the face, but they're only going to retain a small amount of verbal information. They also oftentimes perceive words as opinion too, even though they may not be. But even B.J. Palmer in 1938 said they demand laboratory proof. Right? Everybody benefits from objective data. Doctors do, lawyers do, even mechanics do. You know, mechanics had a bad reputation, right? A few years ago, I don't know if it's the same anymore, but I know a few years back, nobody trusted their mechanics. So what did mechanics do? They started using objective data to take opinion out of the argument, and this helped them tremendously. Okay, here's an illustration. Now, when you take your car into the shop, what does the mechanic do? He plugs it into a computer. They put it right into the computer. They show you what's right, where your car should be, but where it's at. Myovision does the same thing for a chiropractor. It shows them where they are and where they should be. Can you imagine how much easier doing this test made it for mechanics to sell tire alignments? And all they have to say is, here's your report. Your car needs an alignment. We could do it today for $60, or you could buy a new set of tires in a couple of months for $600. It makes it just a no-brainer, okay? Let me show you something really funny. This is a mechanic that doesn't use instrumentation.
Whenever I stop, the car shakes. Now, a couple of days ago, I was coming down this...
Put your hand here.
Hold on.
Brakes. Rotors. Calipers. It's the calipers, it's okay.
Roy!
Calipers!
Don't you want to take out some tools or something?
That's not how we do things here. Don't worry about it.
Roy!
That's not natural.
That's great, huh? That never gets old, by the way. And so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with muscle testing. I just don't want you to be perceived like that guy, okay? And just like the owner in the car in the video, your patients too want data. And with Myovision, you're able to provide that to them. Here are the different graphic reports. These are 8.5 by 11s. I shrunk them down to fit it all on one page. But these are all the reports that you'll be able to generate. First, you have the marketing graphic. It'll have the patient scan next to an ideal. It'll have your name and number down here and how to schedule an appointment with your office. It's great for outside marketing, health talks, spinal screenings. Also, you have to choose from the data graphic. Instead of having your marketing information down here, we put the microvolt value of both the left and the right side of the spine. This, we add up all the left, all the numbers on the left here, all the numbers on the right here, and then we show the difference between the two sides here. This should be set to 0. So this allows you to easily educate your patients on their spinal symmetry or lack thereof. You also have this X-ray graphic. Okay, when presenting your patients with their standing x-rays, you could also present them with their standing EMG graphics in a grayscale mode to kind of give it a cohesive visual to your report of findings. Whichever one of these graphic options is right for you, there's a wonderfully written narrative report that will be automatically created as well. The report will go over what type of equipment was used, an explanation of the findings, and where the muscle tension was considered high, moderate, low, or hypotonic. Here are your problem areas here, okay? And of course, there's references here. In addition to these printable options, you also have another feature called eScan here. You know, I just heard the other day, the average person views their phone 85 times a day. That's a lot, but you know, I gotta admit, I'm a little guilty. So now that they're viewing their phone so much, eScan allows you to take advantage of the proliferation of smartphone and then use it as an advantage to market your practice. Because after you've completed the test, you just right-click on the back and it will optimize the patient's scan for smartphones or iPads. It'll email the patient their result along with an electronic business card from your clinic. So your name and number are embedded into the scan purposely so when they show it to their friends or family at dinner, they'll see your clinic information. It's good marketing for you. It's easily posted on the Facebook. A lot of people do that. And our studies show that the recipient of an eScan views their scan on average of 7 times. That's 7 times they're reinforcing your clinic as their clinic of choice, and 7 times they're reinforcing you as their chiropractor. Could you imagine if your spouse came home and showed you their eScan and said, honey, look right here, this is where it hurts. I want to continue care to resolve this. And could you imagine telling him or her no? And nobody would do that regardless of the cost. That's because eScan validates the need for care. The number one response we got when we introduced this feature is, wow, now I could finally show my spouse why it is I need my chiropractor. I use it at outside marketing events. This is my setup over here. This is an $80 tripod, a $200 TV, and I always have the best looking booth at any event I do. It's always most high tech. It's very professional. It's clean. It has a TV with cool graphics. So I'll be scanning people. People walking by, they'll see me placing the probe down on the patient's neck. They'll see the bars moving and changing color. They'll hear the cool girl announcing the different vertebra levels. So the Scanvision has the wow factor to it. People actually approach me just by me using it, and they always ask me, what are you doing? And I tell them, well, I'm doing an EMG. This measures the electrical activity of the muscle. It's the same tool NASA used to study muscle fatigue in fighter pilots. In fact, this system was designed by a NASA-trained engineer. Would you like to do a scan? It only takes 20 seconds, and I'll email you the results. And everybody says yes to that. And a great benefit is by me emailing it to them, the software also automatically captures their name, number, and email address. So by capturing that information, you're going to be able to enhance your marketing efforts, your follow-ups, your e-blasts of your own. This one feature makes the product so valuable. It's the reason for our explosion in 2017, but it's unique because it doesn't have high-tech graphics or cool voice prompts. It lays in the background of your software until it's time to market your practice, and then it's invaluable. Imagine you've done a health talk and you scan 100 or so people, or you've done a few events and you say you scan 1,000 people. You just click File, Export, eScan Database, and the software will automatically convert their names, numbers, and email addresses into an Excel file. It'll quadruple the success rate at your next health talk or outside marketing event. And the beauty is it requires absolutely no extra effort or cost to you. And the feedback I've been getting from doctors using this is probably the most value-added update we've ever released. It's a gold mine for you because it connects you to the people that need you. So this feature is what's called good marketing. Okay, so now let's take a look at how you're going to use it in the office. This is the best practice protocol for in the office. Even though the test only takes a minute or so to perform a full spine scan, you're not going to scan the patient every visit or pre and post adjustment. You just scan them on the initial visit and once every month or once every 12 visits, whichever comes first. If you do it this way, our studies show that it's going to increase patient visit average by about 20% because they know they're going to be getting scanned again. Okay, and that way they make their appointments. And by the way, if you feel like you're losing a patient anywhere along the line here, just scan them on that day. It only takes a minute, and it will help helps the patient focus on the way their body's functioning rather than symptoms. So the Scanvision Single is an amazing, well thought out tool. It's easy to incorporate into any practice. In less than a minute, you scan the patient, you educate them on nervous system function, you email them their scan along with an electronic business card from your clinic. It captures their name, number, and email address so you can enhance your marketing, as well as giving them a visual that they could use to justify the need for care, a visual that helps them understand what you're doing, and one that they could show their friends and family. You know, and to complete the full circle here, to ensure simplicity, the software also has EHR integration. Upon completing the test, the patient scan will automatically be saved as a JPEG and saved in any location of your choice, making it seamlessly work with your software, your current patient software. So we thought of everything. All you have to do is take the time to perform a 1-minute scan, and everything else that I just mentioned is pretty much done automatically for you. You know, we even have automatic updates. Every time you open the Myovision software, the software will automatically update itself, ensuring you always have the latest features available when you go to perform a scan. And these automatic updates keep your clinic on the cutting edge of technology while promoting, you know, a high-tech professional image for your clinic. So you'll be up to date all the time. So the $64,000 question on this is, what does it cost and what does it include? Okay, so it includes the Scanvision static sEMG scanner. That's this here. This has 2 channels of EMG built into it. You have a base receiver with a medical grade wireless chip suitable for hospital use. It includes the software and a free year of software updates. It includes technical support, a high quality carrying case down here. It comes with USB charger, USB cables, patient education brochures. You'll also have high resolution marketing graphics. We offer you these so you can use these in your website or in your marketing. Includes training videos, watch the videos, you pass an online certification course. You also get a certificate. This is all included. And you'll also be put on our doctor locator on our website to help market your practice. So it comes with a lot of stuff. I mean, pretty much everything that you're going to need except for a computer. Now, others are charging $6,500 for a similar product, and they're trying to find ways to increase their price too. They're targeting a select few chiropractors with money to blow, but we've taken a different approach. We want every chiropractor to have one. Okay, we know how much it could benefit you and chiropractic. So we've been doing everything to reduce our price. So you're not going to be paying $6,500, but rather this system here retails for $34.95. That's half of what others are charging.